C and C tends to A. No, this example we have already done, so that is what I will just change this. Yes, now I want the answers for super key, candidate key, and the primary key, and the non-prime attributes. See, at first, you can get the super key. I've already given the clue. And from that, you can get the first candidate key by ignoring the attributes. If the first attribute which determines something, then we can ignore the determined one. Okay, so in that way, you will get the first candidate key. So from the candidate keys, we can write the prime attributes. If any of the attribute is a candidate key, then we can consider that one is a prime attribute. Okay, so in that way, you have to find out all these four. Just we are not checking any of the conditions, just we are trying to get the super key, candidate key, prime attributes and non-prime attributes. If anybody have solved, you can yes, put the message in the chat box so that I can see. And there is one more alternative procedure also. See, this is one procedure to check the relation is in 3NF or not. And there is one more alternative procedure also that I'll tell you if you want to solve this example. A, B, C, B or D? Just take one super key. You didn't write here the candidate key. Nalini? Okay. Okay, okay. Good. I want all. I want the complete candidate keys and complete primary key attributes. Just check once after you solve the candidate key, the first candidate key, and then you have to check whether the relation would have more number of candidate keys or not. Only one candidate key or it has more number of candidate keys. That also we have to check. Only one, right? Okay. So see here, I'm writing. No. I'll take at first all the attributes closure so that I'll get all the attributes in the right hand side according to the reflexivity property. Okay. See, and then I will just ignore the attributes. From the first functional dependency, I'll just consider to take this A. So as A is determining B, okay, I'll ignore this B. And again, B is determining C, I'll ignore C. And C is determining D, I'll ignore D. So we get, yes, A, B, C, D, comma, A is also a super key only. Okay, A, B, C, D, and A. See, if we get the single attribute as a super key, then definitely it doesn't have any of the subsets of that at particular attribute, because as it is a single attribute. So directly you can write A is a candidate key without checking any like the subsets of that candidate key, because it doesn't have any subset, right? So you can directly put that attribute in the candidate key set. So A is a candidate key. So now what we have to do, we have to check whether the relation would have more number of candidate keys. So now I'll check whether this A is present in the RHS side of the functional dependencies. Okay, see, in the from the first functional dependency, I can say that there was no A in the RHS side. So I'll put into mark. And for the second FD, again this A is not present in the right hand side, so I'll put into mark again. And from the third FD, as A is not there in the right hand side, okay, so we'll not get any of the candidate keys. So very good. Yeah. The prime attribute will be like, again, A only. So the non-prime attributes are B, C, D. Very good. So now tell me whether the relation is in 2NF or not. Again, what are the 2NF rules? It should be in 1NF and it should not contain any partial dependencies. Right? So what is 1NF? Again, it should have only atomic values. Okay? Only atomic values. So as the given example is in relation, it's not a tabular data. So assume that it's already in 1NF. Okay. So what is partial dependency property? Proper subset of candidate key if it determines non-prime attribute. Then it is called as a partial dependency. Now tell me students whether it is in 2NF or not. Find out the first condition. Okay. Yeah, I want the answers from the others as well. Very good. Yes, 59. 1 to 194. And 23. 53. 2. 5. 22. I didn't get any responses from these row numbers. Okay, let me check whether it has any partial dependencies or not. Yes, very good. I got all the answers which is same. Just it will take only 1 minute time. Let me check also. So partial, there was no partial subset of candidate key, because as we got only one attribute. So yes, if there is no partial subsets, then directly we can say that the relation is in 2NF. I think so, but again we'll check. Okay, so take the first FD and check the property. So A determines B, which is not a partial one. So B determines C, it's not a partial subset. And C determines D, it's not a partial subset. Okay, so this is what 2NF. So it is in 2NF. Very good. So now, next, no transitive dependency for non-prime attributes. No transitive dependency. So what is the no transitive dependency for non-prime attributes? If any of the non-prime attribute determines again the non-prime attribute. It is also, see, if the prime attribute determines something, then there is a meaning. So if the non-prime attribute determines something, so then there is no use. So that is what we are going to ignore that. Okay. Yeah. So now tell me, students, is there any transitive dependency for non-prime attributes? Take each and every FD and check the second condition. I didn't given A tends to D as FD. Okay, there is transitive dependency. Oh, oh, okay. So see here, I'll just write. So we'll take the first one, A to B, and from here, see, it is not a non-prime attribute, so it's no transitive dependency for the first one. And B tends to C. Is B is a non-prime attribute? Yes. Again, it is determining non-prime attribute. So it's a transitive dependency. And the third one also transitive dependency. So it's not in what? Third normal form. Very good. Whatever I got the answers, all the answers are correct. Okay, so thank you all for your responses. And we'll take one. Now I'll tell you the alternative procedure of to know the relation is in 3NF or not. So I'm erasing this. Okay, so I'll not erase the super key, candidate key, primary key, and non-prime attribute, because we'll take the same example and we'll just determine, okay, whether it's in 3NF or not using that procedure. So let me erase these two conditions here. So the alternative procedure is LHS is super key if LHS is a super key, or RHS is prime attribute. RHS is prime attribute. See, this we have to check for only non-trivial functional dependencies. Non-trivial functional dependencies. If any of the non-trivial functional dependency satisfies at least one rule from these two conditions, at least one condition, if it satisfies, then we can say that the relation is in 3NF. You just note down, students, a table is in 3NF. A table is in 3NF. See, I'm writing here. Note down the alternative procedure also. A table is in 3NF. See, here we are not checking any of the partial dependencies. So it is somewhat easy when compared to the last one, because if we have these details, then we can easily know like whether R is in 3NF or not. So a table is in 3NF. Okay, if and only if for each of its non-trivial functional dependency at least one of the conditions hold. One of the conditions hold. So what are the two conditions? Either or. See, if any of the condition, if the functional dependency has satisfied, see that functional dependency should be a non-trivial functional dependency, right? So that also we have to check, because see, we are going to check for the non-trivial functional dependencies. If it is a trivial functional dependency, then don't bother about that. Okay, you just at first you have to check each FD is non-trivial or not. So what is the non-trivial functional dependency property? Anybody remember? See, at first note down this, put the heading alternative procedure of 3NF and note down this, and then below you write these two. So that means either or. If any of the, see, that means what again? If any of the non-trivial functional dependency satisfies neither this nor this, then it's not in 3NF. Got it, students? Understand? See, it's somewhat difficult to write on the whiteboard because it's not a blackboard. Okay. So with this pen, yeah. I know it's difficult to understand the writing on this whiteboard, but there was no other option for me. I can put the PPT, but if I haven't solved the problems, then I cannot ask you to solve even. Okay, if I put the PPT, then I can finish these normal forms within one class. So it doesn't give any meaning for us. Students, did you understand this? This is the alternative procedure. That means we are going to check these two conditions. Okay, if the first condition is satisfied, then no need to again check the second condition as well. Okay. Got it, ma? Yes? Got it? Okay. So we'll take the same example because already we know the all these four, right? So prime, non-prime, everything. So we'll take the same example, and here what our work is, we are going to check the non-trivial functional dependency. Okay. So what is non-trivial functional dependency? Say, I already told you na, when I discuss about the normalization and FDs, actually FD is of two types. So trivial and non-trivial functional dependency. Trivial functional dependency and non-trivial functional dependency. So what is non-trivial functional dependency? If you know this, then we can know non-trivial functional dependency. So again, I'm saying you, if X determines Y, suppose, okay, and if Y is a subset of X, subset or equal to X, then it will be in TFD, nothing but trivial functional dependency. What is the condition here is if Y subset or equal to X is called as trivial functional dependency. For the same, X determines Y. If Y is not a subset or equal to X. So say here again, I will mention here some examples for trivial functional dependency. Suppose, yeah, see here, A is a subset of AB. So it's a trivial one. And one more example is if A determines the same AB. So then it is also one of the example for the TFD only, because see here the RHS side attributes is subset of the LHS side, right? So this is why equal to x. This is the example for y equal to x, and this is the example for y subset of x. So this is called as the trivial functional dependency, right? And and coming to the second one, that is non-trivial functional dependency. Okay, see examples I'll write down here. Okay, we'll see the examples. So if y is not a subset or not equal to x, then we can say that the given FD is non-trivial one. So see here, if suppose if we had FD like this, C determines something, okay, and we cannot even observe the same, the left hand side attributes is appear in the right hand side, so it's not a subset. And also we can say that in the LHS side attributes is not same exactly here in the RHS, so it's not in TFD. That means it is a non-trivial functional dependency. Got it, students? See, even if you forgot, okay, about this concept, you just note down this and note down the conditions here and then write the examples. I think you will have the exams in the next week. So this is what about the trivial and non-trivial functional dependencies. That means types of FDs. Got it? Shall I move forward? Understand or not? See, it should be like a two-way communicational class. If you're idle, I cannot move forward. Yes. Okay. So we'll check now the two rules for the given functional dependencies. So see here. I'll take each functional dependency separately and we'll check the two conditions. No, we'll check the first one. We'll give the first priority to the first one, right? So if it is not satisfied, then we'll go with the second one. Okay. So what's the first one here? A determines B. So is LHS is a super key? Tell me. Is it satisfies the first condition in this procedure? Is it a super key or not? See, just remember one thing. All the candidate keys are super keys, but not vice versa. Because here, see, along with ABCD, A is also determining all the attributes. So it is also a super key. Among all the super keys, we are going to check, we are going to take one attribute as a one thing as a candidate key. Okay, we are just taken this among these two, the minimal attribute is A, so which determines all the attributes. So that is what we have just selected A as a candidate key and ignoring ABCD as a candidate key. Understand? So what does it mean? All the candidate keys are super keys only, but not all the super keys must be a candidate key, right? Got it? Remember this. Understand? Now what I'm going to say is A is a super key. If anybody are having doubts on this. Okay. So A determines B. So LHS is a super key. So it satisfied the first rule. So I'll not bother with the second one also. So I'll directly go with this second FD. Okay. So to check these two conditions. If first one is not satisfied, then only you check the second one. Again, it will take a lot of time. Okay. So you should not waste the time. And for the second FD, see here, B determines C. So what does it mean here? Is LHS is a super key? No, so it is not satisfying the first one. It is not satisfying the first one. So either or. So if it is not satisfied the first one, then definitely it should satisfy the second one. Otherwise, it's not in 3NF. So is RHS is a prime attribute? No, again, it's not a prime attribute. Okay, so yeah, if from the top, if any of the FDs not satisfying the 3NF, then you don't, no need to check the 3NF again. Okay, directly you can specify that, you can say that it's not in 3NF. Okay, just note down this one. Understand? And before that, sorry, here we haven't checked that the FD is non-trivial FD or not. All the FDs, given FDs are non-trivial or trivial. See, A determines B. It is a non-trivial only because in the right hand side it's not a subset or does not equal to LHS, and this one also. So directly I have just taken here as all these are non-trivial functional dependencies, and you can minimize the procedure also. If it is, if any of the functional dependency is the trivial one, then don't bother about that checking all these two conditions on that also. No, from the functional dependencies, at first note down, check trivial or non-trivial dependencies. Okay, and then check these two conditions. That's it. So for the non-trivial only, you have to check these two. Otherwise, okay, don't check and don't waste the time. Got it? Understand? Shall we take one more example? I'm erasing this everything. Okay, good. Um, okay, these are the keys for the given example. So we'll take the second one then. Easy example only. I'll just give you only two FDs. Okay, see. And FDs are CDF, F. So this is the example two. So just ping me, okay, in the chat box. So what are the super, candidate, prime, and non-prime attributes? And then just see, you can, if you know the procedure, then within 1 minute we can solve the examples also. If we doesn't know, then it takes more time. If we once know the concept, we can play with this relations. Anyone has solved? It takes some time. What are the super keys? What are the candidate keys? What are the non-prime attributes? Yes. Then we have one prime attribute and one non-prime attribute. The complete attributes should be a non-prime attribute. We are going to check for that. Okay. See, I got your doubt. If from the BD tends to F, okay. See, in this, I think you got a doubt. As B is a subset of you see, it's a subset of the candidate key. Okay, but it's not a complete. Prime attribute. Okay, see, D is also a non-prime attribute, so this you have to consider completely a non-prime attribute only. Got it? Got it, Nalini? Okay, good. Oh, see, don't forget to write all the attributes are also in the super key only. Okay, just don't forget this. You mentioned this one is also a super key. Okay, so yes, good. So candidate key again. Did you get only AB as a candidate key? Yes, very good. Because even the subset, because if you see, if you identify AB as a candidate key, then the prime attributes will be like A or A and D. So then we have to check, see how we can check that the given relation would have more number of attributes, whether this A or B is present in the right hand side or not. So there was no A or B in the right hand side. So yes, we can end up this with the AB only. So non-prime attributes are C, D, E, F. Okay, good, fine. If we got all this, then easily we can say, yeah, which one you will prefer, the second procedure or the first procedure? Anything is okay. So just check. This is a non-trivial one or trivial one? This is a non-trivial and this is a non-trivial. So as both are non-trivial, we'll check this if the FD is satisfying any of the condition or not. Is LHS is a super key? Yes, it satisfies the first condition from this second procedure. And this one, is LHS side is a super key? No. And at least RHS is a prime attribute? No. Then tell me whether this relation is in 3NF or not. Not in 3NF. Yeah, very good. So I didn't know your name. Can you rename your name? Yes. Okay. So everybody got this concept, right? There was no doubts about 1NF or 2NF or 3NF. See, you might get it. See, you should get it out like, madam, as this is a relation consisting of only the attributes, it doesn't have any of the concept. But if we got like any of the tabular data and if it is not in 2NF, then can we able to convert that table into 2NF? Yes, easily we can convert, but there is a simple technique is there behind that. So that I'll tell you in the next class. Maybe on Friday we have 3 classes, right? So we have to finish BCNF, and if time permits me, then I'll just cover 4NF, 5NF also, and then what I'll do is, okay, we'll just try to solve if the relation is not in 2NF, then how to convert that it into the 2NF again. Okay. And also you should get it out like why we are going to check all these NFs, because see, remember this, every time if a prime attribute determines something, then it should be like a meaningful. If a non-prime attribute determines again something, then it is not useful for us. Okay, see here, sname is a non-prime attribute. If I have a functional dependency like sname determines something, so what is the use? No. So how to avoid it? That means it's not a strong relation. Okay, so in that way we can easily find out. That means it has a lot of redundancy, and also it has some anomalies also, maybe update anomaly. So I'll tell you that one also. So that is what we are just going to tell whether the relation is strong or not. If it is a strong, then we can say that it doesn't have like redundancy. So that is what we are going to check from this normal forms.
Ma'am?
Yes. Okay. Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, if it is in non-trivial,
Mm.
then it will not satisfy 3NF. If it is in only in trivial, then only it will satisfy 3NF.
We are going to check these conditions for the non-trivial one. Will not
Yes,
work.
ma'am. How to know if that is in 3NF or not?
No, see, this is the alternative procedure. See, we are not just determining at first the R is in 3NF or not. No, see, this is the next second procedure. At first, we have to know that the FDs are trivial or non-trivial one. So from that, we are going to derive that R is in 3NF or not.
Yes, ma'am. From these two conditions, if it satisfy only one condition, it is not in 3NF. If it satisfies two conditions, then only it is in 3NF or how?
No. If it, see, that is what I wrote here. Na? At least one of the condition holds also, it will be in 3NF only. But we are going to check these two on NTFD, non-trivial functional dependencies. At least one is enough. Got it?
So the AB transition is in non-trivial transition, no, ma'am.
Which
And it
one?
is satisfying this one.
Yes. Yes,
Then
that
it
is what I'm
is
saying. Yeah.
then
When
it
it
is
is in,
satisfying. It is in 3NF, ma'am.
yes, very good. But the second one does not holds, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, all the FDs should satisfy the rules, all the conditions.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's what I asked
Yeah.
you, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
If it satisfies all the conditions, then only it is in 3NF or
Yeah.
only one.
No, no, no. We have to check for each FDs.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. For each FD, we have to check at first, is it a non-trivial one or not? So if
And
it is a
also,
non-trivial one, if it is a
it
non-trivial one, then only you just check. If it is a trivial one, then don't check that FD. Okay, leave it and assume that it's already in 3NF.
okay, ma'am.
Okay, I'm not saying the complete relation is in 3NF. I'm just saying that you don't bother about that functional dependency if it is trivial one. Okay, you just check these two, any one of these two for the
It should
non-trivial FDs.
satisfy
Yeah.
non-trivial, and it should be all the FDs should be in one of these conditions should
Yes.
satisfy. No, then
Yes.
only it is
Yes.
3NF.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, ma'am.
Got it, Kiran?
Yes, ma'am.
So, and I have already told you the first procedure also. Okay, that is also
Yes,
one
ma'am.
of the procedure. Have you understood that?
Yes, ma'am. Trivial
Okay.
solution.
Okay. Okay. Good. Okay, students. Thank you all. And I'm closing this session for today. Thank you all. You can leave the meeting.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.